Excellent. Thank you very much, Darren, and thank you very much for inviting us to to give a presentation of this fantastic event. So if we let me first give you a couple of words about ERTICO ITS Europe. Basically, I presume that all of you know ITS UK. They are a dear partner of ours, a colleague of ours. So basically, we are a similar organization, but on European level. So if you go to the next slide, please. We will see a little bit of work that we are doing, and this is also reasoning why we developed the ERTICO Academy, basically. So in essence, we as ERTICO are a public-private partnership of 8 different stakeholder groups. You can see all of them here, everybody from vehicle manufacturers to public authorities, users, research academia, traffic management, etc. In total, we have approximately 110 partners, and the biggest group of our partners are public authorities, actually. I must say that we are located in Brussels. We work very closely with European Union and European Commission, but we are Europe-based. So what I mean with that is that also some of our members are coming from Russia, from Turkey, Norwegian Road Authority, Turkish Ministry of Transport, all of them are our members. So we are not specifically EU organizations, I would say. A large part of our work is also working on EU and projects and other activities. And in general, we have between 20 and 25 EU projects and activities running at the same time. Gary is going to present a couple of our activities a little bit later after my presentation, so I will not go into our projects so much. But we do a lot of projects on connected and automated driving, electromobility, freight and transport digitalization or automation as an example, and on clean urban mobility. So looking at everything from mobility as a service to other urban aspects such as cargo bicycles as an example, which is a hot topic right now. In total, when we look at these 20 to 25 projects that we have in our portfolio, we see that in total for all of the partners, there's a budget of approximately 356 million euro invested in all of these innovative services, technologies, policies, and everything that is being implemented through them. And the essence of the ERTICO Academy is really to pick out the best knowledge that is being developed and expertise that is developed through these activities, and really summarize that, extrapolate, and present it to all of the other non-members of these projects, so that we can share the knowledge and experience with the wider world in Europe, but also beyond as well. We also have 8 self-funded platforms, and I know that Gary is going to mention one of them, which is TNITS, which is also setting standards for how data should be shared across Europe as well. So basically, together with our partners, we are working on different projects, on different platforms, different activities, and we are extracting the best knowledge and disseminating that knowledge and further into the world. And I must also thank very much especially Darren and the rest of the DFT, because they've been very active partner of ours in these activities. We have also been working with ITS UK, and we frequently work with other members such as Transport for West Midlands, University of Leeds, University of Newcastle, Catapults, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple of other UK members, but apologies for that. And next slide, please. So based on all of this input and the work, we have developed the ERTICO Academy, which was launched just 1.5 years ago, approximately, just before basically COVID hit us. And we have, together with Darren and together with ITS UK, we have also developed an online platform through one of the European projects that is actually delivering 10 online courses on everything from ITS basics, cooperative ITS, how to develop a cost-benefit analysis, but also procurement as well, which is coming from one of our other projects called SPICE. So there's a lot of online material that you or your colleagues can view. It is free for use for everybody who would like to use. The only thing you need to do is to register with your email and name. That is the only thing, because we need to follow up your progress, and if you would like to have a diploma, we need to see that you have followed basically all of the different courses that are required for that diploma. On top of that, we have also developed additional programs on digital freight, electromobility, mobility as a service, 5G and IoT. And I just want to highlight one important aspect that we are working on right now and that we are hoping to launch at COP26 later this year. And that is training on transport decarbonization. We see that there's a lot of public authorities, ministries, regional authorities, local authorities that are looking into both of these sustainability from the point of view of the air pollution, but also from climate change point of view. We all want to reduce emissions, but how do we do that in the best way? And right now we are working very hard on developing training on this specific aspect to be again provided in second half of the year to everybody who would like to receive it online, and then through more in-depth courses as well that are going to follow as soon as COVID releases after that. Next slide, please. So the online platform that we have developed has been done through one of the European projects, and we have a lot of handsome gentlemen, like you see a couple of them here. Some of them have changed jobs since they were working with us and moved on to other organizations. But you see, for example, Darren Jos van Werken, who is a project coordinator at the City of Copenhagen. We really use practitioners from the field who are very knowledgeable in the topic to really deliver training programs and to deliver them to the rest of the audience. You can reach all of these training courses that are online at the above link, its/elearning.eu. Next slide, please. So before COVID, we also launched a number of physical trainings, and this is just one of the trainings that we delivered, for example, in Turkey, together with the Turkish Ministry of Transport and together with the ITS Turkey organization. We were training this group of authority representatives on 3 different topics: cost-benefit analysis, ITS and traffic management, and standards and architectures used in this field. We were lucky, Jenny, Martin, myself, and a couple of other colleagues, we were actually lucky to be able to return back to our homes after being in Ankara for a couple of days, because this was just days before lockdown was introduced and travel was stopped in Europe. So with some bad luck, we could have still been in Ankara. I think our Turkish would have been quite good after a year spent there, but we were all glad to return home before the lockdowns were introduced. Next slide, please. So in the relationship to training, this is also one of the things that we have launched in the recent months, so to say. With our 40 public authorities, we had discussions in the end of 2019 already, where we had discussion about how can we get more ITS, intelligent mobility solutions. How can we get more of these implemented in our on our roads, basically, by our public authorities? And this is a question that we are debating constantly with our industry partners, such as Siemens, Volvo, big ones, small ones, with public authorities. And basically, the cities came back to us and said, well, if you would like to provide services, if you would like to provide more ITS technologies to public authorities, you really need to understand how they are thinking. What are the current needs? And this was even before COVID, because we heard there was a lot of changes coming with the climate change and that debate, that public authorities would now need to address new needs and requirements, basically. And this is why our public authority members encouraged us to go out and to interview a number of cities. We ended up with a highly ambitious goal of interviewing 300 cities in our so-called city moonshot activity. Up to today, we have done some 80-90 cities. This is a map of Europe that you can see which cities have already been interviewed up to now. And I've also presented here a map of cities that have been interviewed in the UK. So what we are discussing with these cities is basically, it's an hour, 1 hour discussion with typically different departments from the city. We are discussing 3 key topics: sustainability from the point of view of air quality and climate change, and how these are impacting actually the transport and mobility in the city. So what new requirements are we getting from these societal changes, let's say? We're also discussing data sharing between public and private sides. What data are you collecting and what data are you willing to share with the private stakeholders, but also what data would you like to receive as a public authorities from a private side. And last but not least, we're also discussing about integrated passenger transport, mobility as a service. Are you already planning to implement MAS or not? What are the preconditions that you're having, etc. And I was just in discussion this morning with the city of Brno in Slovakia. We interviewed Toronto and Buenos Aires yesterday and many other cities in other parts of the world. And I was really inspired because city of Brno was actually telling us, well, thank you for having this interview with you because it gave us a reason for our 4 different departments to come together and to discuss these topics, which we typically don't do because one department was environmental, the other one was traffic management, the third one was public transport, etc. So it is really helpful also for the cities themselves to have this internal alignment and discussion. The final results of this research activity are going to be presented at the ITS World Congress in Hamburg, which is happening hopefully physically in October this year. So we are really counting on a faster rollout of the vaccines in the rest of Europe as well. And we would also like to welcome all of the other cities and public authorities in the UK and in England to join. You can just simply go to the ertico.com/citymoonshot and express your interest through a formula, or how to say it, through a template. Basically, you just give us your contact details. We will contact you and establish a discussion with you. The last thing that I just want to highlight about this activity is that the type of the transport professionals that we are speaking with is typically directors or heads of transport strategy, basically, or mobility advisors as well. We are not going towards the mayor level. We are not going towards the elected officials. It is basically towards the really professionals who are trained transport engineers and who have decision and strategy, let's say, strategy power for their cities. So many cities already interviewed, and we are really encouraged to see more cities joining and presenting the results, of course, a little bit later. And the next slide, please, is my actually last slide. So that's a good reminder. Basically, we will continue working with the UK also in many of the different activities. I just want to remind you as well that considering the Brexit, there are still a lot of collaboration that can be done even with the EU. For example, all of the public and private entities from UK are still eligible for Horizon Europe research program, which is just starting now. So this is also a great opportunity to continue collaborating with respective authorities, respective industry partners from all parts of Europe, not only EU, on common research within automation, urban mobility, freight and digitalization, traffic management, and everything else, basically. That said, Darren, back to you.